Really going for that rush composition where they're trying to take a big brawling fight. They're looking for key individual hacks, and Fletter goes down very early on.
Yeah, big hack onto Fletter. Disabled him, couldn't use any of his abilities, had to get out of there. And Hangzhou Spark, they get a nice early pick off. With that, they can start to take the slow siege attempt. You can see them just chipping away the rest of Shanghai. And with those picks, they are going to find it quite easy to cap up the point, flipping it over into their favor. He's just trying to see if he can get any sort of value whatsoever. Comboing up maybe the Earth Shadow with a hack. It's a classic combo! Oh my word, but Lip, I believe he just got hacked out of his EMP. The counter EMP, Bazzi got it off just first, and there's the Earth Shadow laid down as well. Counter Shadow now from stand one as he tries to turn this in their favor. Still could be Shanghai's game to win, but Hangzhou Spark are the ones with the picks flowing into the kill feed right now. Trying to turn it around though, as Sashin will fall. Void still alive. Bazzi desperately hunting for a pick-off. Gushue with the counter pin gets sent straight onto the floor.
Oh, Fletter!
IDK with a nice little boop there. Fletter could not TP out, didn't have the techers for it. And now we're going to see them still try and take this fight. Hangzhou Spark, remember, still in control of this. Even if Shanghai are the ones who are getting all of the picks, I think Hangzhou Spark are going to be quite happy with the progress they've managed to gain on this.
Definitely. I think it's honestly pretty good for both teams. He died. Now Lip has that EMP building up, and the momentum is all in the Shanghai Dragons' favor.
Yep, the tide has turned. The coalescence, though, by Hangzhou. And look at that instant disengage by Shanghai. So smart for them to do that. They recognize they don't want to take the fight, and that's a beautiful combo. Straight up, you see the EMP comes out, stand one lays down the Earth Shadow, and he's bound to get some sort of value out of it. And Shanghai the healing. Li Jieyong hacked up, but he's still alive, manages to survive. And if he keeps him up, Void though, the 2K, Shanghai. Beautiful plays coming out from this team right now. Gushue attempted to try and clutch it up.
Sound barrier.
And Li Jieyong hacked out of his sound barrier, but I don't think it's going to matter, Josh. Shanghai seem like they're in full control of this one. Nice little dodge there by Fletter as well. He uses Ray Form to just evade the EMP. And that is some wonderful team play right there from the Shanghai Dragons. Even though the Hangzhou... Fletter's in the background. He tried to put a bit of damage into the Hangzhou Spark, see if he can get a pick-off or two. And they found one onto Bazzi. Great opening. Yeah. It's going to be one of the win conditions gone now. Shanghai, they press the advantage.
Absolutely beautiful boot from Li Jieyong. Follows it up with another kill on the Gushue as well. This is Li Jieyong at his prime. We haven't really had an opportunity to see him play the Lucio yet.
Earth Shadow from stand one as he tries to clutch it up. Brings one player to the deck, but now the counter EMP comes out from Bazzi. Follows it up with the Dev Blossom. Look at Fletter in the background. It's going to be the one-for-one trade as Bazzi finally takes him out. And it still could be Shanghai's win here. They're just disengaging away from the coalescence, waiting for it to run out, and now they're going to go in with one of their own. Izayaki comes in with it, the superior healing, trying to see if they can get a pick or two. Luckily, IDK's clutch. He did manage to bring down Lip. A hack onto Void means they're not going to be having too much utility with the bubbles. A fast grab comes out, and Hangzhou Spark managed to turn it.
Yeah, Hangzhou Spark in control of the point here. That's an enormous flip. That fight really could have gone either way. I want to call out IDK's kill onto Lip, because if IDK had not killed Lip, Lip would have had...
And Hangzhou Spark, they may have just been gifted the win because of that. Bazzi with a perfect hack onto him. Has to use it in the tail end of this fight. Li Jieyong only managed to get onto 3 targets. He did not get what he wanted out of that one. And Hangzhou Spark, what beautiful clutch individual performances to just clinch out that round, both from Sashin and Bazzi.
Yeah, enormous hack from Bazzi towards the end, but my God, Sashin, we were wondering whether this guy is in fairly safe position.
Okay, Void manages to force out the relocate there, translocate from Bazzi, takes him out of the fight, but Hangzhou Spark take early positioning onto the point, and Sassin with the damage of the right clicks is pumping it into them, but luckily Bebe falls off the edge of the map. Li Jieyong clutching when they needed it. He gets 2 environmental kills, and that is just wonderful. And you know, we've got so many good players to highlight.
Man-to-man 1v1 and dominated him.
I mean, if he didn't hack him, that's pretty atrocious by Lip, I think.
I mean, Translocate might have been down as well.
Look at this, Graviton Surge now by Void. See the EMP laid out here for Hangzhou. They are desperate to win this fight, and I think off the back of those pickoffs, it's almost inevitable.
5 ultimates used in order to flip? I mean, yeah, the Hangzhou Spark are desperate to win. If they don't win that fight, then they've lost the map, but 5 ultimates?
And we see an early coalescence here by Izayaki. He wants to try and lay it up. Is that another big boop here from IDK? He takes out Fletter. He makes it a 1-for-1. Sassin goes down, but Bazzi easily follows up with one of his own. Now we're looking at Void just running down the opposition. He takes out Adora. One nice little right click. Still anyone's game, but not when IDK's on the map. Beautiful plays. 2 boops almost back to back to set this one up. Li Gong is just an absolute raid boss on this. Got kept up by the rest of his team, but a nice little hack there. Comes out. Bazzi has to go back up. Now we see the Graviton Surge here being used. Assassin lays it down. Still could be anyone's match here as we head into the final moments of Ilios. EMP is being traded out all over the bloody shop. And it is Shanghai Dragons who are going to be the ones cleaning up the rest of these players. Stragglers remaining on the point, but the Shanghai Dragons are just about, as they finally mop up the floor, are going to take map number 1 here in this series against them and the Hangzhou. Trying to catch the Sombra early. Sometimes when it pays off big time. But you can see Lip here. Gets a nice little hack off here onto Adora. Adora way around the corner. And look at that. Speed boost onto him. They absolutely collapse a necessary engagement, and they find an opening pick. That is like gold dust in this scenario because it has absolutely cracked it wide open. Shanghai, they are some happy chappies as they are. Look at them. They're not even, they're just committing one person back there because the tempo they want to play at, they want to be on this final checkpoint before all of these players. It's a big point, but eventually once they tackle the remaining players here, Hangzhou do have ultimates to work with. I don't want to count them out just yet, though I almost just did. As you can see, the EMP and Coalescence now used. Earth Shatter on top. Hangzhou Spark are able to turn this one in their favor. And I almost cast a Curse at it, Josh. I almost did it.
Yeah, I was right there with you, Brent. I actually thought that was an easy cap for Shanghai. But great delay coming out from Bazzi and Adora. Just
seeing how the little ult pools match up. And you can see he's waiting for it. The Wraith form fades. Now going to be going for these kills. And there's a sound barrier by Hangzhou, so they need to weather the storm. And here comes the EMP Earth Shatter. It's a tried and tested combo, as old as the game's been out, and that will definitely be enough for Shanghai Dragons to cap it up. 4 minutes and 8 seconds is what they've gone away. Slowly, Hangzhou trying to take up positioning, trying to take space.
Guangzhou wishes he was playing the Winston here. Imagine him getting tickled down by stand 1. He wants to show who the boss is.
Well, I don't think he's going to be needing to play the Winston whatsoever because all Hangzhou Spark needed was a quick Coalescence, and that gave them enough damage to just win that one out. And that's one of the dangers of that kind of compositions. Because look, immediately they have to make the switch. Void has to go over to the Zarya. Or you can see how passive they're playing. Shanghai, that is. And now we see the Wraith form forced out and a bubble, and that is the go button right there. They recognize the cooldowns were down, and Hangzhou Spark are initiating. They're going straight for it. They sense the blood in the water. They can get a pick here onto Void. Falls down to half HP, but gets healed up in the end. Luckily, Izayaki get the Bionade off onto him. And Hangzhou Spark looking like they're in a very solid position to try and win this one. Nice little sleep dart there from Izayaki. Tried to get dodged there by Adora. He tried to bait it out with the Wraith form. And Shanghai Dragons still just absolutely plowing into them. That is fantastically set up there by Izayaki. It was looking so good for Hangzhou, but one small little mistake, and that is just
is not. God, this is filthy.
Okay, yeah, it's a good thing we're not on Disney anymore, lads. I mean, that's just get that off the screens. You know, it's early days.
His execution in the previous fight as well. So let's see if we can get some value out of his. Oh, great play.
That is a little bit egregious there from Izayaki, not spotting Adora, and Adora finding that pick off. May have just set that one off. He's going to try and clutch this one up here. Adora, you are a little bit mad there, Sunshine, but he gets brought down eventually. Shanghai, I think they started sweating actually on this map for the Hangzhou Spark. The Nano Boost is going to be used from Izayaki. EMP connects onto a lot of targets. Stand 1 will fall. Nice Earth Shatter. He's going to bring Fleder down, but that Nano Boost, he has so much damage durability, and because they didn't get that pick, they can clean up the Hangzhou Spark, and Shanghai in a very dominant fashion, battling against each other.
I would have actually liked to see the Shanghai Dragons come out here with an Orisa Hog to look for a Halt Hook early on, but it seems like it doesn't matter because Fleder finds the flank, takes down Baby and Guangzhou very early on. 3k for Fleder in the fight.
And any sort of trades, even if the Hangzhou Spark could get a couple of picks off on the tail end, it is way better for Shanghai Dragons as the ones attacking. Their spawn is so much closer. Doesn't matter. It's a 5 though. That's great from Lip, and Shanghai can really play quite aggressive into this. Doesn't matter that the Coalescence has been unleashed here by Bebe. Doesn't matter they've got the superior heals and a bit of damage because they've already got that opening pick and they've got the coordination to really follow up on it. Stand 1 using that Earth Shatter just for good measure, and the Shanghai Dragons are definitely going to be opening up now at this first capture point here on Dorado.
Yeah, and without many ultimates being used there as well. I mean, Stand 1 throws
are going to punish them. You can see this nice little hack there on Li Gong. He recognizes that Li Gong has the sound barrier and they commit everything onto him. So taking out Li Gong, using the Death Blossom, even if they get knocked down onto the ground from the Earth Shatter, it's perfectly fine because with the ultimates, Hangzhou are able to push this one in. Now, may have used maybe a little bit too many ultimates than they wanted to, but they should know what to expect from America. I don't know. I mean, the Death Blossom was somewhere, but yeah, it's we'll see though as the Hangzhou Spark are trying to engage into this one. You see an early Graviton surge now by the Shanghai Dragons. Assassin with these right clicks has been brutal. He's just been pumping damage into the opposition, but he does go down. When you take him out, suddenly your win conditions just start to trickle away a little bit, especially when Void is plowing into you. You can see the amount of damage. He is fully charged up. It's a cute little pin from Guangzhou, but no one was there to take, well, just try and contest the point.
Yeah.
Opportunity to turn around that narrative. And here we have it. EMP comes out, connects onto 4. And they can see the Earth Shatter by stand 1. It's a freebie. Guangzhou goes down and they're able to find these picks off the back of it. Just steadily walking forward to that shield, just taking up as much space as possible. They want to keep 3 on the card, of course, get that maximum movement speed, but the aggression now, the Graviton surge in the spawn point. Bazzi forced to just drift into the background to try and stall and contest up this point. Comes out with the EMP, but the counter sound barrier is absolutely massive. Shanghai have found the picks, they have the ultimates to deal with this, and they have that 3rd checkpoint here on Dorado.
Enormous time.
Well, you see the coalescence now by Bebe. It's a lot of heals, a lot of damage, but the EMP is just that much better. It absolutely cancels out everything, but still, kill is going to be traded on either side, but you've got to say, it seems like Shanghai have got the win, the dub in this team fight.
Definitely. And even though
the pro players do it, it's difficult. You got to put practice in to try and do it. I've definitely thrown a couple of games attempting it, but that is a nice little instinctive shatter. Guangzhou goes for it. He didn't find anything from it though. I can appreciate the effort. We see the solo Graviton onto Guangzhou. No one able to follow up off of it, and Adora into the back lines. I mean, when you just commit so much into the front line, it just leaves opportunities for Adora to sneak in there with a couple of bit of firepower.
Here's the replay of that Death Blossom.
Yeah, when the Grav got used, Shanghai were like, oh, we need to try and push forward, we need to take advantage of it, but Adora, heads-up play. He saw there was a bit of time to think when you're stuck in that pause how you want to execute a fight, but Hangzhou Spark, it's their opportunity, their time to shine. He's going to try and get the hack off into Stand 1. You can see Stand 1 has to flip his shield into 180 here, and it's a big EMP that comes out as Lip connects it onto multiple targets. And Shanghai, if they can just find a couple more, they are going to be in a golden position to just keep holding on to this. Now, the good news for Hangzhou, if you are a fan of this team, is that they are getting a couple of trade kills and they are going aggressively into them. The Coalescence comes out, but Bebe hacked out of it and stunned. I mean, how much do you want to commit into the poor Moira player? Was it enough that they got hacked out of the Coalescence? It wasn't enough. Stunned as well. Earth Shatter laid down, but Hangzhou, seconds remaining on the clock. Fletter holding onto the high ground, just peeling away some eyes, seeing if the team can capitalize, and indeed they do, because Guangzhou, he's fallen. The Graviton Surge comes out, but unless they get any picks, it might just be all for naught, and the Shanghai Dragons, they wipe all 6 off the face of the map, and they are going to clinch out the series 3-0. This is the Shanghai